What up, YouTube? T-Movies here. Now, I'm going to be making a video of my top 10 favorite movies of the year 2000. Now, crazy to believe that we are in 2020 and lots of interesting 20-year anniversary of films. I mean, it is insane to believe that lots of the movies I'm about to list on this top 10 are 20 years old this year. That's insane to believe. And the year 2000 was the start of a new decade. It had some really decent films. I mean, American Beauty ended up winning the Oscar that year. So, with that being said, here are my top 10 favorite movies of the year 2000, which are turned 20 this year. So, yeah. Anyway, coming in at number 10, I'm going to add Danny Boyle's film, The Beach. Now, lots of people literally consider this movie to be the worst of that year because the film did not really get well received. And actually, out of all of Danny Boyle's films, this is like literally the rise out of his film career. But I gotta say, it's probably one of Danny Boyle's most underrated and underappreciated films. And it starred Leo DiCaprio, and it starred him. This movie came out a couple years, it was like his first major big role since the hit of Titanic. And the movie is, based on a book by Alex Garland, who, by the way, is the director of Ex Machina. So, before he directed Ex Machina, he wrote a book. So, there's that. And in it, it starred DiCaprio as this American backpacking to Asia with a handful of friends from Europe. And so, while in Bangkok, he ends up meeting this Scotsman who calls himself Daffy Duck. I'm not lying, that's literally his name. And he's played by Robert Carell. So, shortly before Mr. Duck ends up killing himself, he ends up giving Richard a crew map to a place in Thailand that he claims to be paradise on Earth. So him and so you got Richard and his new friends from Europe traveling to this place, and they end up having a shipwreck, and then they end up, coming to this, island, which hence the title of The Beach, and they meet some interesting, weird people there. There's some really messed up stuff that happens in this. I really got a kick out of The Beach. Like I said, I know lots of people trash on this movie. Like, lots of people will literally call this movie Danny Boyle's worst film ever, but I really got a kick out of it. It's an insane film. DiCaprio, at the hype of his career, was amazing in this movie. Great cinematography here. You had Tilda Swinton was in this. I like the one who plays his companions in this. One of which is a French girl named Virginie Leondon, I think her name is. I don't know. She was terrific. I mean, the other characters involved in this movie was pretty good. If you guys haven't really seen The Beach, go check it out. It's not a great film, but I really got a kick out of it. So that's why it's number 10. Alright. Coming in at number 9. Oh, God, it is insane to believe one of the best horror movies of the year, of all time, turns 20. Number 9 is Final Destination. I'm wrapping my head around this. That Final Destination will be 20 years old this year. I mean, that is just insane to even believe. To even imagine that Final Destination is 20 years old this year. And, Final Destination was the start of a really awesome, fun franchise. I mean, the kills in these movies are really insane. They are nutty and all. And it all started with an airplane. I mean, the first Final Destination, starred Devon Sawa from Idle Hands fame, who plays this young guy named Alex Browning, who's embarking on the trip to Paris with his high school French classes. So, when they're on the plane, he ends up having a vision of the plane, exploding and crash and all that, and so when he wakes up from his vision, it turns out the vision ends up being real. And then you guys know the story. Afterwards, the survivors of the plane crash ends up dying unexpectedly, and it's a really insane, like, it's a crazy plot, but it works well. I mean, what I really love about Final Destination, it's not really a horror film about someone in a mask killing people. The killer in this is death. Like, this movie proves that you cannot at all cheat death, and I mean, crazy to believe that kills in this movie could literally happen in real life. I live in New York City, and stuff that happens, like getting hit by cars and stuff, that could literally happen in real life. So, and yeah, Final Destination is one. It's a messed up movie, but yeah, I really got kicked out of it. And of course, since Final Destination, we have a few other sequels. Final Destination 5, by the way, turns 10 next year. So, I'm not really sure if we're ever going to get a sixth one, but I've been hearing words about a reboot of Final Destination, which I'll be down to see one, because who just doesn't love the Final Destination films? And not to mention Sean William Scott was in this too. He had a weird, crazy death, but anyway. Alright, coming in at number 8, I'm going to go with Cameron Crowe's film, Almost Famous. Now, Almost Famous takes place in the 1970s, and it stars Patrick Fugit as William Miller, who's this 15-year-old who's also an aspiring rock journalist. And he ends up getting a job writing for the Rolling Stone magazine. And so his first assignment ends up touring with a band named Stillwater, and he ends up writing about the experience. And so Miller will end up getting to see what goes behind the scenes of a famous band. And it's a really good one. You had Kate Hudson in her breakthrough role. Kate Hudson's been done stuff before Almost Famous, but this was really the movie that put her on the map for most folks. Patrick Fugit plays a role of William. You also had Frances McDormand was in this. Philip Seymour Hoffman. You had Terry Chane in this. Jason Lee. I mean, it was also composed by Nancy Williams, who also is the wife of Crowe, so that's pretty cool there too. Yeah, I wonder when Cameron Crowe's going to do another movie. Man, he hasn't really done a film since that horrible Aloha film. It's been years since Aloha, so I think he could probably get back behind the camera. But anyway, yeah. If you guys never really seen Almost Famous, great music, great storyline, really good script, great cast. Definitely go check out Almost Famous if you guys haven't seen that one. Alright. Coming in at number 7, I'm going to go with Traffic. Now, Traffic is directed by Steven Soderbergh, and it's just patchwork of stories that evoke in the high stakes, high risk of a world of drug. It's a story that takes place in the world of drug trade, as seen through the series of very interrelated stories and all. And you got this Mexican policeman who ends up finding himself caught in a web of corruption, and you also got a pair of undercover DA agent who are working in the sordid and dangerous world of San Diego druggers, or dealers, I should say. And so you also got a wealthy drug baron who's living in a upscale suburban America, who ends up being arrested and learns how quickly his unknowing and parent wife ends up taking his business and all. And this has a really great cast. It is a drug trade movie, probably one of the best drug cartel movies there is. And it has an insane cast. You got Michael Douglas, Catherine Zeta-Jones, Luis Guzman, Dennis Quaid. You got Benicio del Toro, Don Cheadle, Topher Grace, Salma Hayek, Benjamin Bratt, D.W. Moffat, Viola Davis, Albert Finney. I mean, insane casts are in this film. And Traffic, it's amazing. It's an insane film. I guess you could say it's like a Crash of 2000. But yeah, Traffic is such a really good one, and it's probably one of Steven Soderbergh's best work. And if you guys never really seen Traffic yet, definitely give it a go. Alright. Coming in at number 6, I'm going to go with Erin Brockovich. Now, Erin Brockovich was the film that won Julia Roberts her first ever Oscar, and a well-deserving Oscar win, to be exact. mean, Aaron Brockovich is amazing. You know, it of course stars Julia Roberts, and it's based on the title of Aaron Brockovich, who's just single mother of Audrey. And so, like, after losing this personal injury lawsuit, she, anyway, she ends up asking her lawyer Ed Mesri, played by Albert Finney, to see if he can like help her find a job. And so, like, Ed ends up giving her work as a file clerk in his office. And so, Aaron ends up digging into a particular of the ends up digging into the case of the Pacific Gas and Electric and all. And he also had Aaron Eckhart as Julia Roberts' husband. He was great. It's probably one of Julia Roberts' best work in my opinion. Really amazing film. Great performances by Roberts. Finney, R.I.P. Finney, he was amazing. This is of course a great film about about someone finding the about the court justice system and all. Try to fight the system. I mean, who doesn't love these type of legal-based movies? And Aaron Brockovich is really this one. All right, coming in at number 5. This is literally my favorite comedy of that year. Number 5, I'm going to go with Scary Movie. Scary Movie, got released in 2000. It is a spoof film of of great horror movies like. It's a spoof of Scream, I Know What You Did Last Summer. It's a really awesome spoof film. I mean, you got very funny ghost faces in this. It's probably one of the best spoof movies of the past 20 years. You got Marlon Wayans. Marlon Wayans as Shorty. It's directed by Keenen Ivory Wayans, starring Shawn Wayans. You got Anna Faris in this. I mean, come on, that one. I love how they use that iconic beer commercial of let's. I think they should have that max, by the way, with Ghostface sticking his tongue out. And I think they should have that max. But anyway, yeah, Scary Movie is one of the. It's one of the funniest and. Boss said so. What's up? Boss said so. No, I'm not. Okay, sorry about that, guys. Anyway, yeah, Scary Movie is definitely one of the funniest spoof films ever, and it's still pretty iconic. It's crazy to believe that this movie is 20 this year. It's such a great one. Has some great moments, some great lines. Definitely go check out Scary Movie if you guys haven't seen that. Alright. Coming in at number 4, it is Gladiator. Now, Gladiator was a movie that actually won Best Picture, and I don't really love Gladiator as most people do, but it's still great. It's directed by Ridley Scott, starring Russell Crowe as Maximus. You got Joaquin Phoenix as probably one of the most iconic, one of the most iconic villains. Richard Harris. You got Oliver Reed, Connie Nielsen. One of Ridley Scott's most finest works. It has some great violence in it, great action, great dramatic work by Crowe and everyone else involved. I mean, if you guys haven't really seen Gladiator yet, definitely go check it out. And who still haven't seen Gladiator? Alright, coming in at number 3, it is American Psycho. Definitely one of the best horror-based films that year. And, of course, stars Christian Bale as Patrick Bateman, who's this young, urban professional who ends up taking a second life as a gruesome serial killer. You got Willem Dafoe as like the detective in this. You got Reese Witherspoon as his fiance. You got Jared Leto in this. Josh Lucas, Justin Theroux. Yeah. American Psycho is probably one of the. It was actually one of the most controversial movies when it got released. It is one insane, entertaining film. It's very, it's pretty gory. Great, killer arc. I mean, if you guys never really seen American Psycho, probably one of Bale's best work that isn't Batman related. So, Yeah.
So I think I would get.
Alright. Coming in at number 2, I'm going to go with Requiem for a Dream. Now, this is, based on a book by Herbert Selby Jr., and it ends up, this is a really weird, messed up drama. And it's about, these four, people who's trapped by their drug addiction. You got Jared Leto, who plays Harry, and Marlon Wayans plays his best friend, Tyrone, who are these heroin addicts. You got Jennifer Connelly, who plays Harry's, girlfriend here, who's also a fellow addict trying to, distance herself from her father-in-law. You also got Ellen Burstyn, who actually won her Oscar for this, directed by Darren Aronofsky. I mean, this movie is pretty messed up. It's a really it shows of what drugs can really do to you. I mean, it's a movie about addiction. Yeah, really, it is probably one of Darren Aronofsky's best work of all time. I mean, anyway, I believe this movie also actually scored an Oscar nomination, if I'm not mistaken. I know it scored a win for Ellen Burstyn, and like I said, well-deserving win. But yeah, if you guys haven't really seen Requiem for a Dream, it's a really great one. All right. Coming in at number 1, it is Castaway. Now, this is definitely one of the best films of 2000. Crazy to believe this movie is 20 this year. I mean, holy cow. Whoever knew that a movie where Tom Hanks is on an island and one of the best characters in the movie is a volleyball? Whoever knew that would be one of the best films of 2000? It was actually the last time Tom Hanks ever scored an Oscar nomination, believe it or not, was for Castaway. You also had Helen Hunt, probably one of the best stranded island movies there is. I mean, I'm still surprised that the volleyball Wilson did not get an Oscar nomination because, I mean, yeah, he despite Wilson being mainly a volleyball, I mean, that volleyball had some good scenes in this. I mean, Wilson, come on, iconic scene there. Yeah, if you guys never really seen Castaway by now, probably one of Robert Zemeckis' best work. Definitely really amazing film. Alright. That's pretty much it. Alright, let me do the quick rundown. 10, The Beach. 9, Fine Destination. 8, Almost Famous. 7, Traffic. 6, Aaron Brockovich. 5, Scary Movie. 4, Gladiator. 3, American Psycho. 2, Requiem for a Dream. And 1, Castaway. Alright, now, that's pretty much... Now, there are some other movies of 2000. Yeah, all turned 20. Crouching Tiger, Hidden Dragon. Memento, which was Christopher Nolan's, not first film, but was really a movie that put him on the map for most folks. Miss Congeniality is 20 this year. Meet the Parents turns 20. Bring It On turns 20 this year. Let's see. Unbreakable turns 20. Dang. Road Trip turns 20 this year. Billy Elliot. The X-Men is 20 years old this year. Let's see. We also got Dracula 2000. That turns 20. Holy cow. Scream 3 is 20 this year. Oh Brother, Where Art Thou? I mean, lots of these movies are 20 years old, and it is insane to believe. But anyway, let me leave it to you guys. What are some of your favorite movies of the year 2000? Drop a comment below. Don't forget to like, subscribe, hit that bell for notifications. This is T-Movie signing off.